Hello, Super Satang world. I'm Bim Vijitkasemkij, the International School of Bangkok chapter president, and welcome to another episode of MentorMind with Khun Pichet Sithi-Amnuai, the president of Bualuang Securities. Thank you so much for making time to be on our podcast today.
Our pleasure. My pleasure.
Given your long career and in-depth experience in this industry, can you share with us your career journey and how you became where you are right now?
I think for me, it might be a bit unique because my father is a banker and he was a banker for many years. Actually, I graduated in engineering. Actually, I'm an industrial engineer and start my career as more or less like a coordinator, work in the Mitsubishi Motors in the international business division. At the time, if you know, I mean, Thailand started to export cars, and Mitsubishi Motors is the one that export cars to all around the world. I mean, Thailand is their export base. I mean, basically. So I help the company in a way that coordinating the factory to the client side, not actually in the factory, but using my engineering knowledge to coordinate all those people to work together. But I actually I went for my MBA just in case because I knew that my father was a banker, so what might as well know more about finance, right? So but I'm personally I'm very interested in marketing. So actually my MBA is like a more like a dual degree. It's like a dual major. It's like a marketing and finance. But when I come back, I still work in the international business at Mitsubishi Motors and worked there for 3 years. But my my senior in college actually asked me if I want to join. At the time, it's a Jardine Fleming Thanakom, which is the company that Khun, who was the Minister of Finance many years ago. At that time he set up this company, and one of my seniors at the Bualuang University asked me to join. So I was like, okay, might as well learn more about finance, right? So I joined that in 1994 and worked there for 6 years. So that's the start of my career as an investment banker. But then I switched to start my own business. My wife and I bought a franchise from US called Jimburi Plain Music, which is a kids business, totally different. And I worked there for a few years until I come back into finance world again. Again, because of the relationship with the Bangkok Bank, the management and the board believe that I can come and help. So basically, I come at the first time as an independent director of the company, but then the previous president, he stepped down, and I was appointed as the president from 2009 until now, which is like 10 plus years. Which is a very interesting career. I mean, compared to other financiers who probably graduate in business admin, in finance, and start their own career from day one. But I switched from engineering to kids and then to finance.
Amazing. Our audience is mainly comprised of students who are either going to study finance in universities or starting a career in finance. From your perspective as a significant figure in this industry, what qualities and skills do you believe are essential for a successful career in banking?
I think not only finance, but anyone that wants to study and then start career. I think the most important skill now, I would look into two different things. One is your analytical skill. Whatever you want to be, you need to be very strong in that. And of course, as a parent, I believe that ISB can do that, giving you a lot of analytical skill. The second one is actually what you're doing right now is that the soft skill side, your leadership skill, your communication skill. For me, communication skill is very crucial, especially for Thai. As we all know, Thai is more like, I mean, compared to foreigners, probably more introvert, right? I mean, Thai people need to be more or better in terms of communication skill. We need to communicate better in a way. So that's I would look into two different things: analytical skill and lots of soft skills.
What is it like to manage such a large company, and how has your leadership style changed over time?
Wow. Actually, I would say that in the older days, I'm more or less like a dictatorship. I like to command, I like to like uh say strong words. But after you learn more, I would say that I switch into more or less like a coaching type. I mean, might come from the fact that I was a university fencer before,
Mm,
and during that time I coach a lot because I'm more or less like a founder of the fencing club in July. I mean, in engineering school, the club was like dissolved many years ago, and then I refound it. So I have to start from being a player, being a fencer, into a coach, being a manager, being a president of the club, everything. So during the time, I learned a lot about how to talk to people, how to teach people. So after a while, I believe that to be a good leader, you need to coach people. You need to get the best out of them. Yeah.
um, Amazing. Since our Super Satang organization centers around financial literacy for young people,
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
love your insight into personal finance. How important is it to start saving and investing early in one's career?
Very important right now because during my younger time, you have to admit that at that time the bank deficit is very high. I mean, you see like 10%, 15% deficit from the bank. So basically, if you can accumulate your wealth from starting from when you finish school until you retire, 40 years time, you might be able to accumulate saving for like what, 10 million baht, right? If you have 10%, that means each year you have 1 million baht back into your pocket. Roughly, it's like 100,000 baht, which is should be okay for a retiree. 100,000 baht per month should be okay. But right now, with the current interest rate, it's about like what, 1%, let's say. That means that from 10% to 1%, that means if you accumulate 10 million baht now as a retiree, you get only 10,000 baht per month. If you live in Bangkok, I think it's hard, right? If you live outside of Bangkok, possibly you can survive. But 10,000 baht a month in Bangkok, I don't think you can. So for younger people like you, I think you need to start right away that, hey, I need to start saving. And in another way, when you finish school, when you finish your bachelor's degree, you start your career, you also earn more than what I get. My first job, I got about 5,000 baht, 5,100 baht per month. Don't think about saving. That's no saving, right? For 5,000 baht, you spend all. For sure, people that start working then, you have to live with your parents because you can't go out. You don't have money to buy a house or rent a condo or whatever, right? You need to stay with your parents and spend your whole salary. So basically, different from now. I think for people like you, I mean, even like minimum salary now is like what, 15,000, which is even more now, right? So people might start like 20,000, 30,000 per month. Even sometimes like if you get into a good company, you might get like 40, 50,000 baht a month. That means you are able to have a saving. So for younger people, I would say that start right away. You need to understand that, okay, save first, spend later, right? You might put into different pocket. You might have a plan for buy a car. You might have a plan. I mean, people like your age, normally like every weekend you need to go out, whatever. Okay, plan for that. You need to plan for a wedding. You need to plan for buy a house or condo, whatever. So put into different wallet, right? And try to start saving since day one, right? I think that's the best advice I can give to you guys.
What common mistakes do you see like young professionals make as they enter the career in this industry?
Uh, I would say as a older generation, I would say too quick switching, too early. Sometimes you go to work and then 2, 3 months, it's like, oh no, 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 this is not me. I think that's your fault in selecting that first. I think if you work in any place, first we need to understand more what it is, what kind of work, what kind of supervisor you get. That's the most important thing, because sometimes it's hard that you think this is a good company, you just like, okay, go with it, but you get a bad supervisor, and that's the problem. You say, oh, 2 months, no more, no more, right? And you switch. You keep switching, and you don't really know what it is, because it's too early to judge that company, right? For me, for any kind of work, I think 1 year is the good timing for you to understand, because 1 year is like one business cycle, right? I mean, the budget is like every year, right? That's what I look at. But of course, people say, no, 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 I think I can understand but that's because you don't understand that company. You need to understand it more before you actually apply for it, right? So try to get better idea of what the company is. Is it the industry that you like? Is it the company that you like? Because whatever it is now, it's like people apply too easy, because you apply through internet, right? And you click. We got so many problems that people apply for a job, don't even remember what company it is. I mean, our HR said, call back, and they said, who you are? It's like, oh no, you just click the company and you don't even understand what it is. And then you start for even 2 weeks and say, oh no, this is not a company that I like. It's a waste of time of both sides, right? The company also waste of time, because the company spend a lot of time recruiting you, right? So that means that they waste like what, 2 months, a month or two, right, to get you. You also waste a lot of time, because you go there for 2 weeks and then you just change it. You might get added a better opportunity somewhere else if you learn more what it is, right? So I would say that for a person who start a new job, start a career, try to understand what you like. It's okay to switch what you like. I'm okay with that. But make sure that you know what you like. Don't like, okay, I think I like. It's not I think you like. I mean, you need to talk to people more. You need to talk to, okay, if you have a friend, you have a relative, talk to them. What kind of job it is? What kind of industry this is, right? So learn more about that industry, that company.
So for preparations for the future, like what are key steps that young people should take to start financially prepare for the future?
You mean financially or just in general?
Uh, like as like in let's say they get a job and then they get their income, their salary. Like how should they
Okay.
start financially managing their income as
Okay.
they yeah.
Right. Know yourself first, right? I mean, each person has different, I would say, different depth of your pocket, right? Someone has a very good background, very wealthy family. I mean, you learn to not only saving, you learn how to invest, right? Because you have enough to invest. But if someone uh, don't have that much money, you need to understand how to spend, right? Don't go with the trend. I see many people, many young people go with the trend. Goes like, okay, I need to go abroad, I need to go to UK, go to Europe, whatever. I mean, you have to understand yourself, what you need, what you have to spend, right? I know I have a friend who just passed away a few years ago, and people like we gather around and said, hey, we need to support his family, because he had a cancer, and we's like, wait, he's a very good person. We know this guy. How come that after like 30, 40 years, he doesn't have any saving? It appeared that his family has a problem, and he support his family a lot. I mean, his relative, right? That means that each person has different need for the use of the money. So I cannot tell how to uh, plan your own, but you need to understand what you have to spend, right? So earlier, that understand yourself, and then put your money into different pocket, different wallet for each of your need.
Amazing. Now Looking back in your from your long career, what is one thing you wished you had done in your own finances?
Wow. My own finances.
Yeah, like
I still
throughout.
wish I planned
Yeah.
better. I still wish I planned better. I mean, people might think that I'm the expert in terms of in terms of investing. Actually, I'm probably better in terms of advising people on investing. But I myself think that I need to plan better for myself. Yeah, because I spend more time for other people and I don't look at myself in a good way. I think I should have done better. But again, because I sit on many positions, right, in the capital market, I also have to be very careful of how I spend or how I invest, right? Because sometimes it might create some conflict of interest.
Hmm. So, for the young people who are starting to come into this industry, how can they build a strong network in the finance industry?
Ah, actually, it's much easier now because there are so many opportunities around, right? I mean, if you look at the even like at the stock exchange of Thailand, they got so many programs for younger generation. So I think that it's a good idea for younger generation to sort out to seek out those uh opportunities. Sometimes they have like competition, sometimes they have like a training, they have seminars. Attend, try to attend more. And now they don't actually care what how old you are. They actually welcome younger generation, right? Even young generation at the stock exchange of Thailand, they got the what they call the invest story, which is like a finance museum in the basement. And I think they come up with a very good education program, even for children, right? Start from they have like games, they have like a exhibition, so that you can learn more about how to invest, how to save, even at the younger ages.
Hmm. And finally, what are some important lessons that you've learned throughout your career that you would like to share for the to the younger generation?
Okay, I would say first, like I mentioned, learn about the company that you like to work, right? Make sure you understand them. Make sure they understand you, because many people think that it's one way. Actually, it's two way. When you start working or when you apply for a job, yes, you apply for a job, but you also choose them and they choose you. It's both sides, right? If you can do that, I think there's a better way to make sure that you can work in a longer time, right? Because like I said, many people switch too often, right? That's the first thing. Second is that try to understand and expand your knowledge, expand your way of thinking, right? Many people think that in the older days, of course, I think we need to get the people who really deep into one thing. But right now, I would say that in today's world, it's probably better to be what they call interdisciplinary. You understand many things. You might have your expertise, but you also have to understand other things too, right? Because right now you need to combine knowledge, you need to combine ideas and work together, right? So that's the thing that I would say uh, younger generation should do. You look at many startups. I mean, you might good at some knowledge, right? You might good at something, but as an entrepreneur and a startup entrepreneur, you need to understand about many other things too, right? You might good at deep tech. You also need to understand finance. You need to understand also like uh, HR or whatsoever. So I would say that try to be like an all-around person, right? Not only focus in one thing.
Hmm. Amazing. Khun Pichetครับ, I would like to thank you for your time and deep insight into personal finance. Your wisdom is much appreciated. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Super Satang, um, we would like to thank you for taking your time and helping us with our project.